What up, y'all? Dope Rose, we back again. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of stuff popped off this week. Um, Banger games, NFL, college. Uh, Starting off, what are we starting off with? Oh, big news of the day. It's October 15th, and this morning there was a bunch of big trades that popped off. Devontae Adams went to the Jets. How you feeling about that?
I mean, obviously he's gonna be nasty.
Dude, he's gonna get like 12 targets a game. Like
They're definitely gonna throw it 40 times a game.
They're gonna throw it. Well, they already do because
Yeah.
like the line's kind of busted. But I think it kind of ruins Garrett Wilson a little bit. Like he was just starting to pop off, and I don't think he's gonna get as much volume. But
I mean, it's him, Vontae, and Lazard.
yeah, I know. But like, and I feel like Rodgers does a pretty good job spreading the ball around. Like even now, like Lazard still gets involved a lot. They tried to get Mike Williams involved, but he's dust. But I think it's just gonna be like how it was in Green Bay. Like Devontae's gonna be getting like 13 catches, like literally, like easily, like 13, 15 targets. Like, and it sounds ridiculous, but like literally, if you look at his game log from Green Bay, like when he was playing with Rodgers, like 12, 13 catches easily. Like, but I don't really know if it really helps their situation, because I feel like that's not really where
the
they were.
O line sucks.
Right, like the O line's so bad, and like I'm still not. They did better this game with like opening up the playbook. They were trying to do some different stuff. I'm still not really in love with their play calling, and their defense hasn't been as good as we've seen like in the past, or like how they're supposed to be. Like, you know, so I don't really know. Like it, like does it really help them? Maybe in a way.
I mean, Devontae would have caught those passes.
Yeah,
yesterday.
and like Devontae, like like with this chemistry with Rodgers, like if you need a first down, you can hit him. Like if you need this, you can hit him. Like, and they're gonna run like certain plays, and there's just like certain looks that they just know. Like, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, hey, do this now, and it's just gonna be right
like
there.
Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey.
Right, so it's like it's gonna help, but like I still see them dropping like close games and stuff like I don't think that Devontae Adams on the Jets, like
it's not gonna push them over the edge.
I don't think it propels them to the playoffs. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you know, gives them another weapon, and they're probably.
I mean, in their division, they could make the playoffs.
They probably went from like an 80 overall to like an 82 overall. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not really like But I mean, you know, good for Rod, and it's good for Adams, like to get out of, you know, get out of there and whatever. But I still don't see them as like a Super Bowl team, in my opinion. They're just like too weak. And then Amari Cooper to the Bills, which is it's hilarious because I thought the Bills didn't need a wide receiver one. Isn't that like the whole point? I saw people like getting like on Twitter like Josh Allen had to play like 6 games like Lamar Jackson or whatever like that. Like, because you know how Lamar never has like good weapons or whatever. So they're like, he had to play like half a season with like basically in like a Lamar Jackson simulation, and he like folded basically. You know, it's like, I don't know, like what do you, I don't know, because it's just like, it's contradictory. You know what I'm saying? You said, they said they were good. They didn't need a wide receiver one. Josh Allen can just do it all, and now he's folding against the good teams, and now we go and get a wide receiver one.
I'm surprised they won last night.
They probably shouldn't have had. I mean,
they definitely shouldn't have.
The refs were terrible last night, man. Like in that Monday Night Football game, the refs were awful, bro. Like way too many. That might have been the most flags I've seen in a game like in a very long time, and like bad flags, like bad holding calls, illegal formation. Like some of these calls were so bad and tacky, like changing the game and stuff like that. Even Rodgers came out and was like, bro, that one call is not roughing the passer. Like, he was literally just tackling. Like, it's fine. Like, all this stuff. Like, when the players are calling out for, like, calls that, like, technically help them out. Like, a roughing the passer is, like, good for the offense, technically. That gives you yards. And then he's coming out there and saying, that's literally not roughing the pass. Like that's just bad. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The rest were terrible.
And the wind was terrible too.
The wind was terrible.
God, those kicks were just going straight, and then all of a sudden they were on the other side of the field.
Kickers clanking. It was just a goofball game last night, and honestly, like if that game ended in a tie, that probably would have did it justice. Like I don't think any team really deserved to win that one last night. That was just a stink ball. But again, even with the Amari to the Bills, like, does this really change the dynamic of what we think about the Bills? Like, I don't know, bro. Like,
Amari's good though. I think he's very underrated as a receiver.
He's really good, and he definitely is underrated because of like he's like a quiet guy. Like he doesn't really do a lot. Of, like
and he's been stuck on the Browns.
He's not flashy. He's been stuck on the Browns. So I think this one helps the Bills more than Devontae Adams helps the Jets. Because they do need the Bills really need a receiver. Like the Jets, like you have Garrett Wilson and shit. Like you could have made it work. You know what I'm saying? If you just ran the right plays and stuff. But like the Bills, like they like what was the right receiver core? Like Khalil Shakir, like
Matt
Hollins, like Coleman's like not really
and Curtis Samuel too, yeah.
Curtis Samuel's dust, like
and now that Ray Davis dude.
Yeah, Ray Davis, Cook is hurt, like and then like Kincaid's kind of been mid this year so far. They're still trying to get like Dawson Knox out there. Like they really needed somebody that was like a serious threat, like because that's the reason why they were like losing like Baltimore, like in like to Houston. It was like Houston, we were just sending so much pressure because it's like it's not like we were scared of these receivers beating us.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying?
We don't have anybody to send it up to.
Right. It's like okay, we're just gonna man up on like all these bums and then just like send a fucking blitz at y'all and just see if y'all can pick it up, which you can't. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know. But what was funny was that right after that Bills trade, the Houston Texans like admin posted a video of like Stroud throwing a touchdown to Stephon Diggs and was like the 7-1 connection is too smooth or something like that. And like everybody in the comments was just like, wow, just like perfect timing for this tweet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it was just like, as soon as like the Bills were like scrambling to find a wide receiver one, we're like, we're kind of good over here with your like, we don't need him. It's like, okay, seems like you kind of do. Like,
and y'all didn't need him.
Right. Like, they're like, oh, we don't need Diggs. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Diggs, we could do it without Diggs. Like, you sure about that? Doesn't seem like it.
They better not start frying though, because I need them to still stay under 11 wins on the season.
They better not start frying because I just don't need another team in the AFC that's like, you know, on the come up. Like it's already sweaty in the AFC. Like low-key need to relax. Like you know what I mean. But the Bears are kind of starting to get into their groove, you know, and I like what I see. You know, I like Caleb's definitely improving like every single week.
He's throwing some lasers.
He's throwing lasers. He's reading the defense really well. And I think the offensive line is like slowly starting to kind of gel as a unit. They're not insane still, but they're definitely way better than they were the first like 2-3 weeks.
They can actually have successful plays now, whereas before they was just like every week they've gotten more successful plays, and it's helping Caleb look better too because he can actually perform. Yeah. I keep seeing tweets of his like eyes reading the field. Have you seen that too?
Yeah, people are in love with that right now. They're just like, oh my god, like this is my favorite thing ever. Like he's reading the defense or whatever.
My favorite thing is that he's at the line of scrimmage. He's calling adjustments for the O-line and for receivers and stuff, and it's like you can tell that the ones that he's adjusting to are the plays that are getting us the first downs and stuff like that. It's not like it's just an unnecessary change.
Yeah.
He's like making critical plays.
And then Swift is looking really good now because I think the run blocking is way better, and y'all are using them in just like way better ways, getting them in the passing game, like all the stuff that we've been talking about, like getting them out of space, getting them out there. You know, he has good vision, and he's just like he's so elusive, and he's so like just quick and open space and like twitchy and stuff. So it's just like I love seeing him like come up and like shine because like low-key Bears fans were like ready to just like throw in the towel on bro after like 3 games. Like damn bro, can like he like get a chance to like get used to it? It's not like y'all were blocking like insane, but like the blocking was good. Plays. Yeah, and then
it works for our offense too because we have a lot of threats that are deeper down the field, so he can just get the little dump off and take it for 50.
I like seeing Keenan get involved. Like,
I was gonna
like
say that too.
he.
We're figuring it out for everybody one by one.
Yeah, I feel like slowly but surely, like the picture's starting to come together where it's like we're starting to see how everybody should be getting utilized. We're like that's like literally the perfect spot to use Keenan is in the red zone. He's so nasty and he's so good in his short route running that it's just like he could just be insane, just eating up underneath. Like
saw the
eating
one
up
where
in
it
the
was a
red
curl
zone.
route and he fitted in between the two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw the one where Keenan like took it to the pylon or whatever. It's basically like a fade ball. It was just like perfectly over or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Caleb throws a good ball, bro. Like, and
nice
I'm still not like really on like the Caleb hype train. Like I would say, like, but he's definitely good, and he's definitely. I don't know. He looks sharp, man, and like you could just tell he has that thing where he's just like he wants to be he wants to be good. So he doesn't. You can tell he's like putting in the work and shit, and like he's good, especially now that he's like controlling himself when it comes to like doing the extra scrambly stuff and like getting himself in like bad situations. He's staying in the pocket. He's staying locked in. He's reading the field. He's not taking bad sacks. Like he's literally just taking what the defense is giving him, and that's how you win, bro. That's how you be successful. And he looks good, bro. The Bears are on a wave. By the way, y'all's division is like dumb sweaty, bro. Low-key. Like
the best division in football.
It low-key actually is. Like
not low-key, it is.
It is right now.
It's the best it's been since, I think it said, 2009?
It's the best division. I mean, like, everyone's, like, over 500. Every team looks like a dog. Like...
All four have top 5 defenses.
Yeah.
All four.
It's just like, yeah, dude. That's going to be a fucking bloodbath. Like, y'all are going to have to have some... Have y'all even played anybody in the division yet?
No.
Ooh,
and we have a bye week this week, and then we play the...
I don't know. Okay, see
I
that...
think we play the Lions.
That's the only thing that I need to see from the Bears now. I've seen the good wins. It looks like y'all are coming together as a team, but I want to see y'all like go against like the good teams and like put on a good show. Like, because the wins that y'all have won against, like, I'm not putting it against y'all. Like, you can't help who's on your schedule. Like, they're on your schedule, and you took care of them. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Go into the bad teams and belt ass. Like, perfect. But, like, all right, let's go against, like, you know, when you have to play the Vikings. When you have to play the
Commanders when we come back, I think.
Yeah, I think you do play the Commanders. That would be a good... I think they flexed the game, too. It's at, like, 4 now or whatever. So, like, more eyes are going to be on it. But, like...
Of course.
But those are the games I want to see y'all win because it was kind of a stinker against the Texans. It was close late, but because you're gonna have to play like the Vikings. Like what are you gonna do against the Lions? They look insane.
But Aiden's out now. Aiden got hurt.
Aiden is out, but they still have like everybody on offense, bro. Like the offense looks insane, bro. In Detroit,
Jared Goff will throw picks to us. I know that for a fact.
Bro,
he likes to throw
interceptions. Goff's been locked in, bro. Have you been seeing him, bro? He's going like 18 for 18. Like he's like not missing, bro. Like and they're doing like crazy shit. They're lining up like tackles at receiver and shit. Like I don't know. Like,
but they were also playing the Cowboys. If we wanna use the argument that Bears need to play better teams and get significant wins, right? Because the Packers haven't played anybody either. Their best opponent that they've beaten has 2 wins on the season.
Actually, I don't know who they played.
They have the Rams.
I know they played the Rams. I know they played the Cardinals. They're dog shit.
Was it the Bengals?
I don't know if they played the Bengals yet.
No.
But I know they played the Cardinals. They're dog shit.
Yeah.
I can see that. The Vikings are like the only team that's like in your division.
Colts. They beat the Colts too, and the Titans as well.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they're using that against the Bears because it's the Bears, but every team has that. But anyways, the Lions, like,
they look good though.
They look good, but they're our division rivals. Like I can see their weaknesses a little bit better. Yeah. Because like their secondary is pretty ass, honestly. I know they look.
I don't know. Branch is kind of tough.
No, they looked good last game, but that's because fucking.
I don't know. They I don't know, bro. I wouldn't say their secondary is like all world, but like they got some dogs out there, bro, and they hit. Yeah. And they punch that ball out, bro.
Yeah.
Like they go crazy, bro.
They do. But the biggest problem we had with them in the last couple of years has been with Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Just getting in the backfield every time.
Yeah.
And if he's not going to be on the field.
Right.
So
I mean, it's definitely a help. It's definitely a help not having him, but.
But I mean, defensively, I'm not worried about them, to be honest. Like, they're going to score their points, but I think we can limit it. Same thing with the Packers. If we can play,
it's all about limiting their run game.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, that's what sets up their whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all will like struggle with Amon like that. I think it's more about like containing Montgomery and Gibbs.
Yeah.
Like
I think we can contain Gibbs decently well. I think Montgomery's going to be the harder problem just because
he is, bro.
The way we play
and just the way he's playing, bro.
Yeah.
He's playing different, bro. He's like trucking people and shit. Like they're like ripping off his jersey. He's like still going. Like I don't know, bro. Dude's kind of like on a mission, bro. I don't know.
Caleb?
He's like Walter Payton all of a sudden, bro. I don't know. This dude's a dog.
Phil, he's excommunicado. He can't be Walter Payton.
Plus, especially, he's going to have that blood out from when he plays y'all. He's going to be like, damn, y'all gave up on me. The revenge game. Revenge Montgomery. Yeah, that's an auto start in fantasy real quick. Like, that's an easy 20-piece, bro. They're definitely putting up, like, they're giving it to him, like, 3 times on the goal line, bro. 3 thuds. But I like what the Bears are doing.
But the division looks good.
The division does look good, which I think it's like fun when it's not fun because
it sucks.
Yeah, you want to win your division, but like with like my division, it's like dog shit. It's like, bro, it's like the fucking like Titans, like Will Levis, like he never does anything cool. Like,
I think what's the best team in y'all's division is besides y'all. Are they all 1 and whatever?
I know the Titans are 1-5.
Colts are 1-5.
I think the Jaguars are 1-5. No, the Colts are like 2-4 or something like that, or like 3-2 or something. Yeah. I don't know.
No, they don't have 3 wins. They're negative.
I think they have 3. Really? I think they have 3. I think they're either like 2-3 or like 3-2 or something like that.
They beat us or we beat them?
Have y'all played them yet?
Yeah. We played them right before we played y'all.
I can't remember the score in that game.
No, we lost that game because it was at the end of the game. But because that was 1-1. No, we played y'all second game.
You
so
played
that was
us,
1-1.
You played us week 2.
I think we were 1-2, and then we've been on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think y'all did lose that game. Like it
was like 2020.
It was like on some bullshit. Yeah. Like and Caleb threw a pick and shit. Yeah, it was like some bullshit. But
anyways.
But they're probably the second best.
And Anthony Richardson's back, but is that good?
No, that makes them worse, honestly. And that's actually one of the next points I wanted to talk about was like Flacco's doing it again, bro. Like
he's a demon. He scored 2 touchdowns in 9
He's a demon, but what's bad about Flacco is that if Flacco goes to your team, if you're the starting quarterback and you're like you haven't established yourself yet, you're like struggling, and Flacco comes in. Mm-hmm. The bad part about it is that like Flacco shows the offensive coordinator and the coaches what's possible with this team. Mm-hmm. Flacco comes in like before Flacco got in, Anthony Richardson can't complete a pass. The offense looks like shit. They're not moving the ball. He's throwing interceptions. It's going everywhere, right? And then you're like, what's going on? Anthony Richardson has no accuracy. He's like you're like, what's going on? And then Flacco comes in, and then they're instantly competitive. Mm-hmm. Instantly, they're in games. He's able to complete passes. People that aren't even used to getting involved are getting involved. You got Josh Downs going crazy, like all these different people. He's like getting Pittman like more involvement, like more consistent involvement. Like everything just looks better. And then it puts pressure on you because like now if you're Richardson, if you come in and suck, people are like instantly going to be like, well, clearly it's not the offense because the offense was working with this other guy. So it's like, whose fault is it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's the changing factor here? It's like the same shit with the Browns. Like that's why the Browns fans are pissed right now. It's like obviously all the Deshaun Watson stuff, like, you know, the stuff about the actual person, like all the allegations and stuff. Then it's just like the contract and what you gave up for them. Like he basically just put them in purgatory. Like they're just they're out so much money and they wasted all these draft picks and stuff like that, and they're getting no product on the field. But then you're like, you can't scratch your head and be like, maybe is it the offense? Well, no, it's not the offense because last year we had Flacco and everything was just fine.
More than fine.
Yeah,
they were cooking.
They were cooking. They were on a playoff run. They, you know what I'm saying, they were scoring like 40 points, 30 points a game. Now they can't even get above like 15, 16 points. So it's like you can't like, Flacco is literally the like Grim Reaper in a way where you're just like, he's gonna come in and Flacco's just so just wet, like he's just good. So and he just knows how to like run an offense like old school quarterback way where he's gonna stand in there and throw a dot
like Kurt Warner coming in.
Right, and then so it's like when he comes in and he shows the organization like, oh, so it's actually nothing wrong with the fucking offense, it's the quarterback. Like, so it's like if Richardson comes back and he's on a stinker, like, and
to the Dolphins.
It's like the Colts don't want to say it. They don't want to say it, but Flacco's actually giving them a better chance to be competitive. You know what I'm saying? Because Richardson, he's not there, bro.
Their defense needs to lock in though, because they were good in the past.
They get gashed on the run. They're not really.
But they were so good in the past. I don't know what happened to make them like just fall off like that.
I think their DBs got. I think they had like. Didn't they have that like Kenny Moore dude? Like Kenny Moore the second. Like I don't know if they still have him or not. I think they do, but I think he's like regressed. Like, because Kenny Moore was like, he was like a tackling machine and he was getting like interceptions.
Do they still have EJ Speed, or isn't that his name? The linebacker?
No, I think you're thinking about, damn. His name's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't think his name is Speed. Well, actually, no, I think they do have a Speed guy, like an EJ guy. Yeah, I think they do have him. Then they had like another dude that was like a beast for like Leonard. Leonard. I think like Leonard's like not playing anymore though. I think he like turned to dust or something like that. Like, I don't know. But the Colts, I don't know. Joe Flacco is just like the killer of like quarterback dreams. Like,
and their offense is perfect for Joe Flacco too because they have Pearson Downs. They can just go straight, and then Pittman can do all the intermediate.
Right. So it's like.
And now Jonathan Taylor is going to be back too.
Right. So it's just like, if Richardson comes back and they're struggling, like, they're going to be calling for Flacco to come back. Yeah. And it's just like the Browns. It's just like, and
their line does kind of suck.
And what's next for the Browns, bro? Like, is this team out of here?
Yeah, they're
like,
definitely on reset mode.
They're definitely on reset mode, but like, who's next? Like, I could see like Myles Garrett or something like that getting traded to like Detroit or something like that to like fix their problems or whatever. And I feel bad for Chubb because like Chubb's about to come back, but it's like, do you even want to come back to this shit? Like, fuck that. Like, if I came back from any shit, I'm looking at the state of this team. Like, y'all gonna stick me out there with that guy? Fuck.
30 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Or 30 carries.
Like, bro, they're gonna send the box, bro. Like, who's that receiver, bro? Judy, and it's like he's good, but it's like no, you can't. The fucking D4 can't throw the damn ball.
So they have Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Dude, the receivers are dust. Njoku barely plays. Like, I don't even know.
He's hurt. He's been hurt.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I think Ford's hurt too now. It's just like, bro, like they're gonna.
I don't think he's hurt though.
I think he has like a hamstring.
Oh, is it a hamstring?
Yeah, he's good.
Well, I mean, at least Chubb's coming back.
Yeah, Chubb's coming back, but it's like, bro, they're gonna just teams are gonna stack the box insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because what's the hurt?
But then Judy.
What's the hurt going to be if you blitz against like the Browns?
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson's going to find a read. We know that's not true.
He's going to throw it further than 20 yards.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson's going to pick up the blitz and have pocket presence. Yeah, we haven't seen that. So that's definitely not happening.
He's going to move out of the way of a rushing player down the middle of the line.
Yeah, so Deshaun Watson's not picking that up. So either you're going to get the sack, or you're going to get a pick. And then, or you're gonna stop the run in the backfield. Their line isn't good, so it's just like, I don't know. I feel bad for Chubb and whoever else is on the team. I feel bad for Max Crosby too, because that team's kind of dust. He needs to get out of there too. But yeah, man, Joe Flacco, man, he's just ruining them dreams out here. You know what I mean? Gotta watch out for Joe.
Good. I should have worn my Joe Flacco jersey. Damn. That's so crazy. That's actually the first football jersey I ever got was a Joe Flacco jersey. I was never even like a Ravens fan. I just had that.
I'm trying to remember what my first jersey was. I think my first jersey was a. I don't even know. It might have been like a Andre Johnson, low-key.
Yeah.
It was like an Andre Johnson, or it was either Johnson or Foster. It was like one of those. It was like my first like actual jersey.
Yeah.
I think like Watt was like my second like actual Texas jersey because he was like insane when he was like like in his prime.
I had a Carson Palmer like jersey
Really?
from the Bengals.
I had an Arian Foster jersey for sure too. I wore that bitch too. Like it was like it got like scratched up and stuff. Like that was like my favorite shit. Like,
yeah, I had a Derrick Rose one.
Yeah.
It was the red with the black letters. That was so cool.
I had a Garnett. Like a green Celtic Garnett 5. That shit was cold. That shit was tough.
No Celtics. But let's see what else. What other games were fire this week?
College.
Wait. First, we gotta mention the Cowboys.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I had them in my thing too. They were definitely a topic of discussion. Dallas Cowboys, you're dust. Like, you're actually like the run's over, bro. Like, and like I love how Dallas, like some Dallas fans and like Jerry Jones and stuff are like acting surprised that this is the result. Like, you mean to tell me we made no improvements all off season? We didn't sign any free agents. We made no trades.
We actually got rid of players.
Right, we got rid of like players that could actually help. And you're telling me we got worse? No way, right? Like, dude, it's like insane to me how we're like surprised that this team
didn't draft like, any talent.
Right. It's like, what happened in the offseason? We didn't get anybody cool in the draft. We didn't make any moves. All these free agent running backs, you didn't get any of them. All these receivers that want to get traded and stuff like that, we didn't get anybody to be wide receiver too. Like, I just don't get how Dallas is just. It's not even Dallas. It's just like Jerry Jones is just like okay with running these like mid players out there just because they're cheap. Well, cheap doesn't always mean good, bro. Like, like just spend a little bit of cash. Like, you don't have to get some insane.
But they could have got Amari Cooper.
They could have got like a Deontay Johnson type of player, and that would have made like such the difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like somebody that can like get somebody else that can make a play.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, we're gonna just continue with like Turpin. And like,
or they could have drafted somebody. There was a lot of wide receiver talent.
Right, a lot of wide receiver talent in the draft. A lot of just like talent in general. Like, you could have just like literally gotten like better in so many ways, but we don't. Like, we just want to keep these like players in house just because they may have had like a stretch of a season where they like did okay, and they're like, oh no, I think they did okay from like weeks 5 to 11 last year. So I think we can just still run Jalen Tolbert at wide receiver too. No, bro, it doesn't fucking work. And Zeke's old, and he's not fast. Like, I think he's ranked like out of running backs like 40th out of like 50. Like, he's like dust.
And then McCarthy can't call any plays.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the plays that they run. The plays that they run are fucking awful, bro. Like, the play calling is terrible. They can't score in the red zone. They get all the way down inside the 20 and can't do anything. You know why? Because they can't run the football. No one's scared of it. So they just stack. They put 3 people on CeeDee Lamb. He's the only one that can catch the football in this damn team.
And then they call a reverse, and then he fucking gets hit for -5 in the back.
And then if they do try to run the ball, they hand it off to Zeke, and he just like gets blown up in the fucking bag for like no yards. And then like Rico Dowdle is basically the same thing. He just fucking sucks too. Like, and then like, bro, get this team out of here, bro. Like, I mean, did we really think that this team was gonna like actually improve? Like, you made no improvements, bro. Yeah. You made no improvements to this team. How did you even think that? Like, what else did you expect other than what's happening right now? This is bad, though. They're borderline unwatchable. I remember texting my mom. I was like, the Cowboys are like damn near unwatchable. Mm-hmm. Like, you're watching them and you're like, wow, this is bad. Mm-hmm. I watched the Patriots, right? The Patriots are bad. They don't have players like that, and obviously they're not like a good football team this year. No. But like, watching them play the Texans, obviously they were outmatched, but Drake May is still like making plays. They're still like calling good plays. He had like good passes downfield.
On his first game.
Right, first game. He's still able to do stuff. They still put up 21 points. Yeah, it was in garbage time, but like they still were able to like do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could at least watch that and respect that. Yeah, you're outmatched by the Texans, but like you still put up a fight and
scored a
touchdown. You ran offense. You looked good. You made some plays. But like, Dallas is just literally getting belt to ass every single fucking game.
Yeah. On both sides of the ball.
On both sides. They can't stop the run. Dude, did you see the graphic that showed like the last like 3 games what the running backs are doing? They're averaging like 200 yards against that. If your fantasy running back is playing Dallas, You have to. It's an automatic start. It's a auto start. They cannot stop the run at all. Diggs, he's getting burnt left and right. He cannot cover anybody that's good. Anybody that's bad. I think Polk could probably fucking slice this dude or whoever. Your wide receiver 4 could probably cook this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like he can't cover it all. They have no pass rush. The line sucks. Dak's getting sacked like every play. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. It's like you watch this team and it's like watching like a youth football team trying to go against like the high school, like the best high school team in the States playing like the youth football team. They don't know how to play any plays. Like, it's absolutely terrible, bro. I don't even know how to make it. I don't even know what they can do. There's nobody available. Like, who do you trade for? Like you can't make any moves.
All the receivers.
Something, bro. They
got to, bro.
Just try something. Honestly,
Leonard Fournette is such a cheap buy. I don't know why nobody has picked up on it. I don't know what. There's got to be something going on, because there's no way he's just sitting at home.
Hey, he's sitting at home. They better call somebody. And didn't they sign Dalvin Cook? Maybe let's see if this guy can fucking run the football.
Did they sign Dalvin Cook?
Yes.
Why are they not playing Dalvin Cook?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
Dalvin Cook's actually nasty.
He's actually, but like we don't like they signed him, and we're like, okay, because remember when they signed him and I said that, like, bro, they're signing like all the old dudes or whatever. But it's like at this point, why is he not getting at least any burn? Obviously, these two dudes aren't getting it done. So maybe let's just try this guy out. Like, maybe he has something. Like,
give him at least 5 carries once.
And then it's like, does Jerry Jones reach out to any teams? Like, clearly teams are trading right now. Like, I don't know, maybe make a call for, like, Chubb, bro. Maybe make a call for, like, somebody, bro. I mean, shit. Like, I mean, I don't get it, bro.
At this point, I feel like every team should just tax him.
Right.
Like the Lakers tax, make it the Cowboys tax, because they really don't deserve anything right now.
Exactly.
Because they're still going to try and shit talk everybody else in the league.
Yeah, and it's just like, bro, they are terrible. They might be the worst in that division. And that's including the Giants. And that people might look at, oh, what, bro, you're saying they're worse than the Giants? Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, bro. Like, they're not scoring. They beat the Giants, I think, in like the head-to-head, but like barely. It was like that Thursday night stinker or whatever. It's like, bro, this team sucks, bro. Yeah. They suck. They can't do anything on offense, and it's so one-dimensional. They know the ball's going to CD. He's the only nigga on the team. So they're like, oh, he's lined up in the backfield. He's definitely getting the handoff. Oh, he's lined up on the outside. Well, we'll just put 2 people on him, and he's not going to get open, and there's no one else going to get open. Like, and then we're just going to blitz because their line can't block, and they can't run. It's just terrible, bro.
Yeah, like, the part I hate the most about the Cowboys right now is that the power rankings had them 1 spot above the Bears, and I really don't understand the logic behind that.
Me either. I saw another one, though, like the Fox NFL power rankings. Mm-hmm. Theirs is better. Theirs had the Bears at, like, 12, and then Dallas was at, like, I don't know, Dallas had like 18 or something.
Yeah, ESPN had us at 16. We went up 1 spot from last week, and I was like,
their rankings are bad.
I was like, bro, we just put on a clinic. Yeah. There's no way the teams above us that lost this week and looked like absolute dog shit. Yeah. They went up.
Yeah.
And we went up 1 spot, and they jumped us. Yeah. How does that even happen?
Yeah, I think some people are still sleeping on the Bears, and they're trying to take it into like the week schedule. But like, bro, the Bears look good, and Dallas doesn't. Like, Dallas is definitely.
They look bad. That was my point. They look bad.
Dallas is a bottom NFL team right now.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing about them that are good. Like, if they didn't have CeeDee Lamb, they'd be like Carolina Panthers territory, where they're like just complete out of there. But Dallas is horrible, bro. I don't even know how to fix it. Like, and do you see their next 5 games?
It's probably
their next 5 games is a gauntlet, bro. They play like San Francisco after their bye week. They're on bye this week. They're after the bye. It's San Francisco. Then it's like Washington Commanders. Then it's Eagles, Falcons, and Texans are like the next 5. Like, they could actually go 0-5 on that. Like, that's like.
Damn, I should have put them on my lay for.
They actually might go 0-5 on that. Like, who do they beat?
Yeah.
Like, who do they beat?
The Texans?
They're not going to be able to stop the Eagles. Saquon Barkley's going to have 200 yards.
You never know. Jalen Hurts might have a goofy game.
Bro.
You know how Mickey they get. But I know what you mean.
Like, dude.
They're definitely not stopping the Niners, right?
They're not. Okay, so Niners is a loss.
Redskins probably a big loss, to be honest.
Honestly, I can see Washington like smacking that, bro.
To be honest.
They're not stopping dude, they can't stop the run and they can't cover, bro.
I could see Dak actually throwing that game, like having a decent game.
Well, because
but
the Commanders' secondary
yeah.
isn't good, so it's like
But they've been playing better.
Right.
So I mean.
And like again, the recipe is just double cover CD. No one else is gonna catch the ball on this team.
And you just have to, you have to outscore Jaden Daniels and
right.
the Commanders. So it's like.
I don't think they can do it, bro. I think Jaden Daniels running is crazy. I think they can lose that Falcons, bro. Like, bro, you see what they can do. Yeah. They just, if the Falcons go full air raid and then just like do some Bijan shit, easy dub.
Yeah, stack the box and air raid.
Bro, just straight stack box, blitz, air raid, and their secondary is good. So it's like, what? Like, I don't know, bro. Then they're definitely not beating the Texans, bro. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah. No.
Joe Mixon's gonna slice this team quick, bro. We might not even have to throw a pass. Then if we do, who are they gonna cover, bro? And then probably by then, because I think that's in like 4 more weeks. Like, Nico Collins is probably gonna be back for that game. Nico Collins, like, bro, Dallas, like they actually might go 0-5 next 5. Like, seriously, like.
That'd be good stuff.
So if they end up like, what are they right now? Like 3 and something or something like that. I don't know, like 3-3, whatever. Like, dude, if they're like 3-7, 3-8 by the end of that, like, you just tank, like, just tank for like Ashton Genty or something. Like, I don't know. You might have to, bro.
Hold up.
Tank for Genty, cause like, you need a bag, bro. This isn't gonna work.
No, I'll tank for Hunter and get a running back in the second round or something.
If they get Genty, they're disgusting.
Yeah.
They're good. They get Genty. That's.
But their O-line looks mid too, though.
It looks bad, especially pass blocking. Pass blocking looks terrible.
Like,
they definitely
look the worst they've looked in a long time.
They've regressed from what they were like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, they were like an iron line. Now they're like dog shit, kind of like Dak. Here we go, Hut, and they're like already fucking back there, like jumping.
They're doing it on purpose because he's ass.
It's like, dude, it's like it's so bad, bro. Dallas is dog shit. They're getting outscored like 100 at home, bro. It's just like.
Where are all the Dak believers now?
Yeah.
Where's all the Dak's actually a good quarterback?
He's not a good quarterback. Not this year. Last year he was actually putting up good numbers. This year it's dust. What else? What else is good? College games were insane this week too.
LSU Ole Miss.
LSU Ole Miss. Me and Chase were actually in Baton for that. The atmosphere was absolutely insane. We didn't actually go to the game, but we were just like, around, like in the town and like at the bars and stuff like that. And it was an insane atmosphere. That game was insane.
The ending was so great.
The ending was so crazy. And I'm going to just say right now, man, Nuss is getting better, man.
Yeah.
Garrett Nussmeier is getting better. He had some passes, like, I went and rewatched it, looked at, like, there are some passes, like, he put some touch, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He has touch and feel, like, he's inconsistent. Like, he kind of has a little bit of a Ryan Fitzpatrick in him, where he's, like, kind of he's a gunslinger and kind of has that, like, bucket, like, I'm just going to throw it right here. And sometimes it works, sometimes he doesn't. Like, he doesn't have a lot of interceptions on the year, so it's not like he's, like, super careless. But, like, there's just times where he's, like, a little bit inconsistent, where it's, like, damn, like, whatever. And
LSU being able to run the ball so well helps a lot with that, too, though.
Right.
Because he doesn't have to risk it with the passes as much.
Yeah. But I feel like when there's an open guy, he hits it.
Yeah.
And I feel like he gives the receivers good chances when he knows he has the advantage. Like, on that Lacey throw, one-on-one, like, he knew it. And he was just like, I'm throwing this no matter what.
Put it up where only he can catch it.
And then that Anderson touchdown to tie it up at the end of the game, I mean, that was a perfect pass. Anderson came in, he darts that thing with the defender right on the hip, like, still was able to get it in there. Hey, bro's getting better, He's definitely getting better. I'm not saying he's like some Heisman or something like that, but, like, he's a good, like, game manager.
He's a good college quarterback.
Yeah, good college quarterback. Like, he can make the passes. And like I said, there were some passes where, like I said, he was putting that touch and the ball had good spin and everything. I'm like, hey, like, bro kind of tough. You know what I mean? Like you said, running the football, and the defense is playing better finally. Like, they still not great though.
No,
I mean,
but they got some stops.
They got some big stops at the end. But I mean,
bro, that last possession in overtime.
Defense
was crazy.
That was big. Bro, that number 40 dude, that white linebacker on the fucking on LSU, he's like old school. That boy was everywhere, fool. That boy was everywhere making tackles. He was making sacks.
He was in
making
like Keekly gameplay.
Yeah, he was like making big hits and stuff like that. I was like, yo, bro was different, bro. I don't know what he was on that game, but he came up big. But yeah, the defense finally just made big stops and big moments. But there were still times in that game watching it where it was just like, why is this dude wide open again? Like they still aren't.
It's mostly the secondary.
The secondary is horrible.
It's only
It's actually just the secondary. Because the D line is actually disgusting. The D linebackers are pretty good too. And the linebackers are fast. They get there.
The one thing about the linebackers and the safeties is they miss the gaps a lot.
They do.
They miss them a lot.
They over pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
They over pursuit.
And they bite a lot on reads and
They're
stuff.
They're very aggressive.
Yeah.
Which it's good and bad. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But they could probably, ease up like on their aggression a little bit when it comes to just like biting. They have to be.
Or just have somebody else a little bit further back so they can watch so that it's not that big play potential.
I still think the corners really can't cover. There's just so many times where there was just people naked. It's a cover 3 and somehow there's a wide receiver that's wide open in the middle of a cluster of like 3 people. It's like no one is deciding to go with this guy a little bit. It's not man, but it's like, bro, you see this dude in the middle of the zone. I mean, there was so many times there was just these pockets where it was just like, why is nobody there? And then even when they look like they were trying to play man to man, the corners are late. They're not reading it correctly. They're biting on bad moves. I mean, the secondary is still bad, and LSU just needs to do a better job at recruiting defensive backs. I don't know what happened. We used to have good defensive backs, now we don't. The secondary is still weak as shit, and it like pisses me off watching them sometimes. But it was a good win, and they moved up to 8, which I was surprised about that. Yeah. Like,
I mean, it was Ole Miss.
It was Ole Miss, and it was an SC game last minute, but. You know me, I was expecting them to go to like, I don't know, maybe like the highest I thought was like 9 maybe. Yeah. So 8 was a pretty crazy jump, but I'll take it. And we got some hard games coming down the stretch, you know what I'm saying? We got A&M, we got Bama in like 3 weeks.
Did they play Florida this year?
I think so. I think it's in Florida. I think it's later in the year though. But LSU Ole Miss was a movie. Ohio State and Oregon. Oregon ended up getting the win. That was a big win for Oregon, in their new conference in the Big Ten now. You know what I'm saying? Kind of put their foot on the map. You know what I'm saying? Put them on the map a little bit.
They're good, man. Their defense is crazy.
Their quarterback can kind of get giggy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he was kind of making some running plays, making some big dots. You look good. I always like Oregon's offense, like their scheme, their playbook.
Yeah, I think they run spread, don't they?
Yeah, they run like a spread, just like, and it's not like complete air raid 'cause they still run the ball a lot, but like, I just like their route concepts and stuff like that. Like just watching it back, they run so much.
Yeah, it's like a cool mix West Coast. Yeah,
it's just like when I watch them, I'm like, wow, like that's like. I just love their concept of their offense, man. Like they really do have a good like system over there. Ohio State's still good though. They still have a bunch of good players. I think both of those teams could end up in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
But that was like a banger game. A team that's disappointing me right now, and it was in another like close game, but Tennessee, I still think they're having issues with just. Whoever's running the plays over there,
I was gonna say it's the coaching.
Garbage, bro.
Yeah.
The offense looks so mundane. The offense looks,
and they have players. That's
they have great players. Their running back is good. Samson. They have Squirrel. Ryu has speed. Thornton is good. They have.
What's the quarterback's name?
Nico.
I'm a lever or whatever.
Yeah, Nico Alvarado or whatever his name is.
He's good.
He's a good player, but like they're just not using him right. Yeah. And like we saw it at the end of that last game. Last week, it's just like the plays suck. They don't have a good scheme. It's like, why are we running this weird playbook? Like I don't know, bro. Like, and it's like they're barely.
Yeah, they're just so wide out.
They're so wide out. They're not doing enough quick stuff. And then Nico has like mobility, and they're just not using it. Yeah. They're trying to run everybody on like 4 verts down the field. It's just like, bro, why are we not running like actual like plays that can work? Like,
they could low-key run that offense that Clemson was running with Trevor Lawrence and ETN.
Right.
Like that offense would work really well for them.
Because they could actually like run the read option and stuff like that. Like it would actually be like pretty good.
And they have like dynamic receivers too. They could make those simple routes get more open.
Yeah, I feel like they try to run like a LSU offense, like with like the Nussmeier kind of plays where you kind of have more long developing, but it just doesn't work for this team. Like, just switch it up, bro. And I think their coach is an airhead. Like, that dude doesn't know how to manage the game at all. Like, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, he's garbage, bro.
Texas, big dominant win over Oklahoma.
Oh yeah,
that was about to ask.
That was about to ask. Oklahoma, like, who's even like on that team right now, bro? Like, are they kind of in like a bad spot?
I think they were ranked though now. Yeah. I think they were top 25.
Not anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But yeah, they didn't show any signs of life there.
I mean, it's hard to though. I mean, UT's
on one right now. I mean, they're ranked 1 for a reason, and I think
they look pretty crazy.
They deserve it, bro. They look insane on both sides of the ball, especially offense. So like, who's really gonna stop them? Like, and it's like the way they run their offense is just like, I don't know, because it's not like they're really gimmicky. They're not gimmicky. They're doing exactly what
it's like good traditional football,
right? Like, it's a real pro style kind of offense or whatever. They're gonna go down and they're just gonna hit dots and run the football.
Yeah, and they have good options too. Like their tight ends are good. Their offensive line's good. Their running backs, like 3 or 4 of them, are really good.
Right.
2 really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like 5 really good receivers. Like, what are you gonna do?
They're just deep, bro.
Yeah, and their defense is crazy too. Good. Their linebackers are so insane.
Their corners are tough.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna be a tough team to beat. They're gonna be a tough team.
They're kind of on, to me right now, the way they're feeling is kind of like that LSU team.
Yeah, they're kind of having those vibes. They're just not swaggy, but like,
nah, Archie got that.
Nah. He beat. Alabama looks kind of Mickey to me.
Yeah.
They almost lost to South Carolina.
South Carolina's a good team though.
They're a good team. But I don't think that they're anything insane.
It's not something you want to see off of that Vanderbilt game.
Right. After the Vanderbilt, you wanted to go in there and kind of smack around, and you just didn't. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to say Milroe's a bad player. He's definitely a good player. He has a lot of talent, and he makes a lot of good plays, but there's sometimes where it's like, he kind of has that, like, Anthony Richardson-esque feel to me, where it's like sometimes where I feel like he has to like lock in and like make like a precise, like, we really need this 3rd down dot, like it's kind of a tough throw. Like, he kind of gets a little bit off to me. Like, you know, he doesn't really have that like special arm if like when it comes to just like touch and like everything. Like, you know, it's like he can get it in there. If he sees the wide open read, he got it. Like, you know, and then obviously he can make plays with his leg. But when you're like, okay, you cannot scramble here because they're gonna cone with the D-line pressure. You're not gonna be able to scramble out. It's 3rd and long. We need you to hit this right here with the timing, and it's you have to have
anticipate it. Yeah.
Right. That's where I feel like he kind of falls off for me. And sometimes he kind of puts the ball in harm's way. And it just seems like when he's not able to hit a wide open bomb to like Williams or something like that, he kind of just gets a little enemy.
Or Williams go up and make a play.
Right, or like something like that. Like, it's like...
Bro, Williams is him.
No, Williams is him.
He's him.
So like, I understand the play being like, fuck it, I'm just going to throw it to Williams every play. But I just feel like he's just not like a true thrower of the football like that, you know. And I feel like it's kind of cooking Alabama a little bit.
I mean,
I feel like defensively, I don't know what's going on that side of the ball. It seems like they can't cover shit. You know what I mean?
To be fair with Milroe, last year I thought he was complete ass.
Yeah.
And this year, he looks really good.
He definitely improved.
Yeah, he improved a lot. I mean, you can't fix everything, but I feel like he has looked really good.
I mean, he showed more improvement than like Richardson has or whatever, like in his like entire career. So it's just like he definitely he is showing that like he has. Like, I would be more okay with my team drafting him than I would have if my team drafted Anthony. I know I get on Anthony Richardson a lot, but it's just like he's just like the best comparison because it's like the same thing where it's like they're both kind of raw and they both haven't like had a lot. But it's like, I'd rather take this guy who's like played at Alabama for a couple of years and like showing improvement, showing that he can like switch his game up and stuff than like Richardson played like 10 games and was like mid.
You should know by now we don't draft Alabama quarterbacks. It doesn't work.
Hey, some of them work. It hurts. Just don't get like a Mac Jones build.
It's too early to say it worked for Hurts, alright?
I mean, he got him to the Super Bowl.
Nah.
They didn't win. They could have though. You know.
Miles Sanders carried them.
Low key. But looking forward into this week and the games coming up. We got Thursday night football. We got New Orleans Saints versus Denver Broncos. I don't know. It might be a snoozer. Might be like a third quarter. You're already like half asleep on the couch type shit. But like
that's a don't put a bet in until halftime.
That's maybe don't put a bet in at all, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know who's scoring in this thing, bro. This is bad because first of all, Olave's probably gonna be out. I think Shaheed's gonna be out too. I think they're like third receiver. They're like he like caught a touchdown. It's like Bubba heads or Bub's head or whatever his name is. It's like Bub something, bro. It's like I don't know, bro.
He's
it's
a true New Orleans man.
Yeah, it's like some name like that, bro. It's like some dude like that scoring touchdowns. It's like they don't have Taysom Hill either.
Yeah.
So it's like
is Carr's hurt, right?
Carr's hurt. Yeah. So it's gonna be Rattler again.
Yeah.
Yuck, bro. I mean, bro, Bo Nix versus Rattler. This is what we get on our Thursday night. Shit, bro. Like this might be 17 to 10. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We were saying that this does have like a feeling of like that this being like that sleeper game where you're like, bro, this is gonna be dust, but then it ends up being like madly entertaining for whatever reason. I feel like it's gonna be like the Jets Bills game kind of where it's gonna be just like a goofball Mickey Mouse game where it's gonna be stuff you've like never seen before happening where these teams are gonna be pulling anything out the hat, bro. Both of them are in kind of desperation mode a little bit, especially the Saints. Like I could see them just doing whatever to get a dub. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm going like 17 to like 14 Denver. Yeah. I'm taking Denver by a little bit just because their defense is better. I think Spencer Rattler throws like a couple picks that are just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
I see it as even though the Broncos defense is crazy, I feel like the Saints lock back in because it's here, isn't it?
I'm not sure where it's at.
I'm pretty sure it's in New Orleans, but I feel like the Saints lock back in this week. And I feel like Alvin Kamara has another nasty game because he's been kind of quiet for 2-3 weeks now. Yeah. I think it's time for him to log back in. I see like a banger, like one of those classic AKA games.
Yeah. I can see that.
Like 120 all-purpose yards, 3 tutties type of like one of those crazy games he always pulls out. And then I could see the same thing like Javonte Williams finally having like I'm
here.
Good back, yeah. But it also could be the biggest stinker of all time.
Yeah, I'm taking the latter. I think that
I like Saints though.
I'm taking Denver because I just think that Denver is just a little bit better defensively, and I just think that Pat Surtain's gonna just
feast on Rattler.
He's gonna get a couple balls like that are just terrible and just like pick that off. And I think Denver's defense just keeps it low.
You said Olave was out.
Yeah, and I think Shaheed's probably gonna be out too. So it's just like and Taysom Hill. It's just like they're losing. They don't have a lot of weapons over there that are healthy. So I just think Denver just comes in just a little bit better. Sean Payton revenge game a little bit too. Not even like a revenge game. It's like it's kind of like whatever. But like still, you're going against your former team. Like
Saints revenge game.
I feel like he pulls out some. I think Cortland Sutton gets into the end zone. So like I said, it can end up being like mildly entertaining, but I wouldn't expect.
I think it'll be entertaining because it's gonna be a dust ball.
Yeah.
College this week we got Louisville in Florida.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good.
Or Miami. I mean Miami.
That'd be a good one.
I think we're probably gonna get smoked, but
I'm taking Miami.
If we can win this game, that's putting us back in the conversation for potentially making the playoffs.
If you can, you have to win this. If you don't win this game,
if we don't win this game, it's fine.
You're not making it. Yeah. But
we have to win out.
You have to win out and like convincingly. Like you can't just like I mean, win's a win. So like
I mean, we would still be 10-2, or with the ACC championship, it would be 11-2. But
right. So but you have to win out, and you have to win these games like Miami and stuff like that. But I just think that Miami just has too much power right now.
It's gonna be a banger game though. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, like over 60 total.
Yeah, I could see it being a pretty good game.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Miami. I just think that Louisville's kind of been on a bad slide lately.
Especially defensively. Offenses look fine, but defensively.
Defensively and just like
bonehead mistakes,
coaching wise and stuff like that. I just feel like we just haven't been all the way there.
Yeah.
But hey, upsets happen in college football all the time. So I would say this. I wouldn't be surprised if Louisville won, but I'm not putting my money on it.
Yeah. Me too.
And then Texans Packers. That's a big game.
Y'all better fucking win this game. I'm gonna be so upset.
I honestly think we win. I'm really not worried like that. Like, I feel like the Texans are rolling, and then we got Joe Mixon back. I feel like Joe Mixon takes our offense to a whole nother level, being able to run the football like how he's insane. He's an insane player.
Yeah.
He really fits like our
it's like I was saying before the season, yeah.
He fits it perfect, man. And so I think being able to run the ball with him, and I think our D-line and stuff like that, our secondary, we're getting Danico Autry back. Like, people forget about this dude. Like, he had literally double-digit sacks last season.
Yeah.
And he does double-digit sacks, like, every season. Like, dude's a monster in the interior, bro. Like, I feel like he gets after it. Like, I feel like they haven't played a D-line like ours.
No.
Like, I think people really...
like I said, they played shit teams like
Right. And then I feel like people really underestimate, like, our D-line. They're like, oh, like, whatever. I'm like, nah, dude. Like, it's actually different.
Yeah.
Like, they'll get back there. They'll get back there in a hurry.
Their defense isn't nothing to joke about either, though.
Theirs isn't, yeah. Especially if they have Jair playing.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be a close game no matter what.
It's gonna be a close game.
Packers are just like well coached.
I'm taking the Texans like 27-24.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm taking Texans 27-24. I just think offensively we make a couple more plays. I like Stroud better than I like Love. I think Love puts the ball in harm's way just a little bit more. Then he like second in interceptions, and he missed like 3 games or whatever like that. He's like second in picks like right now in the league. So it's like, and Texans secondary is ball hawks. So I can see us getting a pick or two.
Yeah. They haven't been using Josh Jacobs right lately either.
They give him a lot of volume. He's been a little inefficient, but I just think that the Texans.
He's not getting work this week.
Yeah. I think this is a bad game if you have Josh Jacobs in fantasy, just because the Texans are really stingy in the run game when it comes to like against running backs.
They're good at stopping extra yardage.
Yeah, and they're a top run defense.
Yeah.
Like teams aren't able to run the ball like that on us. It's just it's not going to be a good thing. So that's what I'm saying. Jordan Love's going to really have to get back there and pass, and I just think that we can get Jordan Love to make a couple mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think I'm banking on that, and I think the Texans get out of there with a win. And I think the Texans just been looking good lately, man. I mean, they're 5-1. I mean, we had some close games in there, but those are the games you have to win. You know what I'm saying? Those are the games that we were like kind of losing last year, some of the close ones. But this year, we're able to lean on our defense a little bit more, our run game, especially with Joe Mixon. I like how we look. The offensive line is cleaned up too as far as the penalties. Like, Jesus Christ, we couldn't fucking stand still for 2 weeks. But, we look good. And the rest of our players are stepping up without Nico Collins. You know, Diggs is fine. Obviously, he's been a wide receiver one before. Tank Dell stepped up, and he looked good. I think Dalton Schultz is still coming on a little bit slow. I don't really know what's going on with him. He's kind of looked a little this year so far.
Have they been making him block more this year?
A little bit, but he's been running some routes, but he's kind of been dropping some passes. He dropped a bad pass in the back of the end zone this last game. He like tipped it up and it got picked off after he tipped it or whatever. Like, it was like off his hands. Just been a lot of that with him. It just seems like he's kind of not on the same page with Stroud a little bit. I don't know if they just got him running some different stuff or whatever, but
he's used to having the ball a lot too, though. Yeah. So that might be a part of it.
They're trying to get him involved, but he's been kind of But I like what the Texans look like, and
should have kept Brendan.
Well, he's hurt. He tore his ACL.
Oh, he tore his ACL. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So he would have definitely been getting burned, but
he would have been cooking.
But yeah, I'm confident in this team.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter who we play. I think the only team I would be like scared to play would be like the Ravens. Other than the Ravens, like, and like maybe Detroit Lions or something like that. Even the Chiefs, I'm not really like scared about because they just don't have what they did. Especially if you play them like if we played them now, I would still be confident in the Texans just because like they don't have Pacheco, Carson Steele. Like I'm not really worried about him. Kareem Hunt's good, but we're good against the run. Their receivers aren't scaring me. Juju, put Stingley on that. That's boxed. Like the rest of the receivers are mid.
Stingley would probably be on Worthy though.
Worthy's fast, but he's not strong.
Yeah.
He doesn't do good against like press and stuff like that. And Stingley's a man-to-man guy. Stingley will box that. It doesn't really matter. So like, and then last American get on Juju. He's not really like I'm not really scared of that. Like I'm just not really scared of the Chiefs. Like Mahomes has the magic. I'm scared of the refs calling some bullshit ass call at the end of the game. And calling a legal formation after we get a big play to Nico Collins down the field. That's exactly what's gonna happen. So I'm not really scared of the Chiefs. I'm just scared of them rigging the game with fucking Taylor Swift.
I just thought about it. Maybe the refs have been so bad this year because sports betting is so good this year.
Vegas definitely be it. Vegas.
It's got to be Vegas because
Vegas remember the call.
I had just one leg left on that one with DK, and he got 2 touchdowns that game. They got called back for illegal fucking formation, and that's the thing that they brought in this year. Was illegal formation. That's their big thing they brought in.
Yeah, they're using that to control the game for sure.
I'm pretty sure they only call it on big plays.
Every time there's a big play or something like that, especially like if it's like for some like bad like fantasy shit like that, and you're like, wow, that was perfect. That put him over. Oh, and it got called back. Oh, that was the fucking anytime TD I needed, and they said somebody didn't line up correctly. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. It's just bad. Yeah, I think. I'm confident in the Texans no matter who we play. As long as we have 7 back there, we can beat anybody. Yeah. I honestly think. So I'm not worried about the Packers. I think we win 27-24 is what I'm
I like that too. It's a lot of dust balls. We were looking at it. It's a lot of dust ball games this week.
It's a lot of dust.
Like pretty much all of them. I think there's like 2 games at the 12 o'clock, 1 at the 4.
A lot of teams are on bye. So
the good teams like the Bears.
Yeah. So.
And the Cowboys. Never mind, not the good teams.
Who's your top 5 teams in the NFL right now?
Top 5. I mean, I guess you have to put the Vikings and the Chiefs.
Okay.
Are we going like how I think they're going to end at the end of the season, or at this very moment?
At this very moment.
At this very moment, I'll put Texans in there, even though it's a little too close every single fucking game.
Hey, we belted the ass last game. So
true. So we got Texans, Chiefs, Vikings. I mean, I don't want to say the Lions, but it's probably Lions in there too.
Yeah. Lions are in there.
And I'll probably put the 4th or the 5th is Ravens, but not in that order.
Yeah. In no order, I definitely think top 5 right now in the NFL is Ravens, Lions, Texans, Chiefs, Vikings.
Like, I think it's hard to put another team in there.
It's just pretty much the consensus. Like,
I want to take the Vikings out, but they look so dominant.
They look so good, but you think it's Mickey and you think it's gonna run out, but it's like they're playing the good teams. Too. Like they beat the
Niners,
beat the Jets with like Aaron Rodgers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're shutting people down. Like they're not just like, oh, they kind of won. Like it's like no, they're
putting up like 4 or 5 touchdowns and like not letting up any.
Like not letting up any scores. Like they kind of look disgusting. So it's like you kind of have to put them in the top 5. Lions look crazy. Texans are 5-1. Chiefs are undefeated somehow, even though, like, dude, we already know they're using dark magic, over there and shit. Like, they sold souls over there. So we all know that. But yeah, I think
they're gonna make so much money off the 3-peat.
That's pretty much
so crazy.
That's the consensus top 5. My dark horse, like other teams that I like that are good, I definitely think the Bears are heating up. So I like what the Bears look like. I think the Buccaneers are a strong team. I would put them right outside the top 5 as well.
Yeah.
I like. Who else do I like? I like
Commanders.
I like the Commanders. The Commanders are right outside the top 5. team, top 10 team.
Yeah. You putting Niners on there right now?
I'm putting Niners in the 5 right now, like in the top 5. Like they're
okay. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm switching the Commanders and the Niners. I'm dropping the Niners down a little bit.
Yeah. Until McCaffrey
and some of these guys come back, like, because without McCaffrey they look like okay. And
I think Mason's hurt too.
Right, Mason with the shoulder injury, like
Garindo time.
And they're winning, but they're also kind of losing. Like, I would be more confident in the Commanders right
Purdy
now.
doesn't look amazing.
Yeah, and Ayuk's does. So I'll put the Commanders over them right now, but they're still a top 10 team.
Is Kittle help? Did he get hurt last game?
He's been hurt like all year. He's been like battling stuff. Like he's always questionable throughout the league. Like barely plays. He's still good when he plays, but like you can tell he plays hurt a lot.
Yeah.
It's because like he's like one of those like physical types.
Yeah,
like he's blocking and shit, and he takes like big hits. Yeah. So he's probably always hurt, to be honest. But I like them. I like the Falcons. The Falcons look good. And what's in the AFC? Low-key, the Chargers have been winning.
Yeah.
The Chargers
and their defense has been really.
It's ugly. It's ugly. Like it's not a pretty.
It's like the Broncos.
Right. It's like it's not pretty product, but they go out there and they put it's that Harborough. You know, it's that Harborough type, mentality. Like, we're just going to go in there and, play hard, run the football, play some defense, and that's it.
Only throw it when I have to.
Yeah, only throw it when you have to, and that's it, So the Chargers are a fringe team. I kind of like how they look. Yeah, man, I mean, that's all I really got. That's all I really got for this week. We'll record again. Another episode. We'll record on Saturday. We like doing the Saturday, like the right after the college, and like kind of right before the NFL day. We'll talk about Thursday and stuff like that.
Talk about some baseball playoffs.
Which, real quick, the Padres. They really had that series, man.
Yeah.
Padres had that series, and they kind of just fell asleep. I feel like they thought they like really had it, especially after that one game where it was electric, like a bunch of home runs back and forth, Tatis and all that. And I feel like after that game, they just kind of assumed that they were gonna win one of the last 2 games to like seal it, and they just didn't. They just fell asleep.
They were just thinking about it, not doing it.
Right, like the bats completely fell asleep. The pitching went straight downhill. They couldn't get a run. It was just bad, and it was just like. You could just tell they felt like they had already did it.
Yeah.
And they've done that in the postseason before. They had a good run. I think the one year the Astros went to the World Series the second time and won it. Like the Padres were I think they were in the championship series or whatever, and they lost. It was kind of like something similar where it was like they had it. They just need like a game or two. Yeah. And it's just like they fell asleep. It's like they can never just get over that hump where they can win.
And the Dodgers just best. They're probably the best team in baseball now.
They're probably the best team in baseball that's still in it right now. They just have
way. You're just saying that because the Stros are in a year.
They have way too much firepower. The Stros will be back. We're gonna get Carlos Correa back. Let's just get the gang back together. Let's get what working back in the field. Let's get Carlos Correa. I don't know, bro.
No, it's time for the White Sox to come back next year and have the most wins ever in baseball history.
That ain't happening.
The biggest turnaround of all time.
Bregman, I think Bregman's a free agent though. So if you're the White Sox,
we need hitters.
Yeah, try to scoop. I would be surprised if Bregman doesn't stay on the Astros though. That's like insane to me. No salary cap. This is because I feel like they did the same thing with Correa. Excuse me. Where they're trying to we can just have Penna play shortstop and it'll be just fine. And it's Penna was good as a rookie. He was rookie.
He's not consistent.
He was insane. But ever since his run of being the best rookie or whatever, he's kind of been he hasn't really been insane. And it's right now, if you were would you swap Penna for Correa in a heartbeat? Yeah. Correa's just a way better hitter. He has way more power. He's good at fucking short. Obviously, he's tall and shit.
Long arms.
I'd rather take Correa. Correa, sorry. He's just an all-star. So I'd rather have him. But It's just like the same thing. It's like, bro, don't let Bregman walk just because you think you're just gonna get some like
Tucker.
crazy third baseman. Like,
Yeah.
you're not. Like, so like, just get the guy that's been here, knows how to hit.
Yeah, keep him
He's
on.
inconsistent at times, but like he's still better than like
I mean, you still have
half the league.
You still have like 5 elite hitters.
Right. So it's like
You don't need him every game.
Yeah. So it's like he's like in 6th place in hitting on our team, but it's like it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, we'll talk more baseball on Friday. The conclusion of some of these series that are going on now. What is it? Yankees are still in.
Yankees Mets, right? Isn't the game 5 coming up?
Yeah, Yankees Mets. It's a big series. So we'll get more into the baseball, and then basketball starting up in about a week. So we'll be talking about that too. But yeah, it's been another episode of Dumb Bros. Appreciate y'all tapping in with the fellas. See y'all next time. We out.